where the Garden of Gethsemane is located. And as he reached there, he has given some instruction to disciples. And the 3 points I'm trying to bring it up is, first one is temptation, second one is justice and injustice, the third one is willingness and unwillingness. As we all know, the first one, the temptation is it's a main issue for all the human beings. We all have this, let me say, in the medical term, it may not be a disease, but I would say, let me put it as a disease, even though the doctors and nurses won't agree with me, pardon me for that. But when I talk about temptation tonight, I would like to refer it as a disease. For this, we need to have a cure. We need to have a medication for this disease. So Jesus, as he reached the Mount Olive, he told disciples, spend some time in prayer so that they will not fall into temptation. So this is the prescription that he has given to his disciples to get out of the temptation or the tension or the crisis, whatever they have been going through. So the great doctor is prescribing a good medicine for this disease. So I would recommend all of you to use this medicine in your daily life. We all have tensions, we all have temptations, and we all have crises in our life. So with this prayer, when we spend some time on our knees and cry out to God, it gives us a good relief from our temptation or our tensions, crisis, etc. So that's the first point I would like to bring to your attention today. Prayer have a very effective medication, is an effective medication for our tensions and crisis and temptation in our life. So please use that as in your daily life. The second one is justice and injustice. When we talk about justice in worldly sense, we all know that, I'm sorry, I'm talking in English, so some of the old people may not be understanding, so I may use it sometimes, so please pardon me for that also. നമ്മളുടെ ജീവിത രീതിയിൽ, നമ്മളുടെ ഈ ലോകത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ നോക്കുമ്പോൾ നീതി എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നത് ഒരു മനുഷ്യൻ ഒരു ഇന്നസെന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു നീതിമാൻ പോലും ശിക്ഷിക്കപ്പെടാൻ പാടില്ല. 1000 കൊലയാളികൾ രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടു പോയാൽ, അതായത് none of the even one innocent person should not be crucified or punished, even though thousands of criminals have been let free. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ലോകത്തിൽ, look at here what happened to Jesus. He was a righteous person. He was very innocent. പിതാവായ യേശുക്രിസ്തുവിനെ പോലെ നീതിമാനും വിശ്വസ്തനും ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു മനുഷ്യൻ ഈ ലോകത്തിൽ ജീവിച്ചിരുന്നിട്ടില്ല. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു ആളിനെ ആണ് when we look at here, who has decided to crucify Jesus? Can anyone think about that? Who decided to crucify Jesus? Can the youth or children? Who decided to crucify Jesus? Jews. And according to Bible, we read that the Jews and the people Yesterday we heard the news that the three groups of people, they are thinking. So according to Bible, we read that അതായത് അന്നത്തെ റോമാ ഗവൺമെന്റ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പിലാത്തോസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അന്നത്തെ ജനങ്ങളാണ് യേശുക്രിസ്തുവിനെ ക്രൂശിക്കാനായിട്ട് തീരുമാനമെടുത്തത് എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ നമ്മളുടെ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത്. But is that true? In my understanding, no. That was a pre-plan from the Father Almighty. He has decided that His only Son has to be crucified in order to save the humankind. So what kind of God we have? Is that cruel? Is our God that cruel? Why it happens? A righteous person is given for crucifixion. Why? So is that justice in our sight? No. So in God's justice, in God's sight, what is justice? In our sight, what is justice? So we have to compare these two way of treating justice when we take the decisions. According to Jesus, according to God, the Almighty, He gave the only Son to crucifixion. So, what kind of justice what we can understand in this kind of context? So that was a pre-plan, or God had a plan for this crucifixion in order to save humankind. So that's the second point that I just wanted to bring to your attention: the worldly justice and the justice in the sight of God the Father. And the third one is willingness and unwillingness. When we look at the verse 42 on the text that I referred to, Luke chapter 22, verse 42, Jesus Christ, the righteous man, is praying, "If you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but your will be done." Look at another verse in Mark chapter 1, verse 40. A man with leprosy came and begged to Jesus, "If you are willing, you can make me clean." We see here, Jesus was asked by an ordinary person, who was not an ordinary, but even below an ordinary person, who is a leper. He is requesting Jesus, "If you are willing." And now here, the righteous person is making a prayer request in his prayer, "If you are willing." So what's the difference in between these two willings? Is there any difference? And in David's Psalm 17, we actually has been talking about the Psalm for the Bible studies. And he prays. When we read that, David prays, "Hear, O Lord, my righteous plea. Listen to my cry.